What it do? It's your boy J. Lou, and you are just in time for something new. Alright, man, in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is the things I wish I would have known before starting my wave journey. Now, I know it's been a minute since I've been dropping consistent wave content, and I just want to say I appreciate the people that support this channel, especially the people that's going to watch this video, because the way YouTube works is if you're not active and if you're not dropping videos all the time, they don't really promote your videos, right? But with that being said, what I'm going to start doing moving forward in the future is getting away from purely wave content. But I wanted to make this video not like how most people typically make what I wish I would have knew, and it's kind of like all the negative and bad things. When it comes to what I wish I would have knew before getting 360 waves, what I want to highlight are the things that people don't really consider that really are some that should probably inspire people that if they want to get waves. But with that being said, let's not waste any time and let's get straight into the video. Alright, now the first thing that I want to say is when it comes to getting 360 waves, the thing that I wish I would have knew before was just more about my hair, right? The process of getting waves, it's not an easy process. Any hairstyle, in my personal opinion, is not an easy process, right? Except if you just get a fade and you just rock a fade or whatever. But when you're trying to get 360 waves, it makes you learn more about your hair, and ultimately that also helps you learn more about yourself, right? When I first started dropping videos in 2015, there was some things that I knew about myself that as time progressed, I learned even more about myself, right? So there's certain moments where if I would get stressed, then I would notice that my hair would get brittle when it came to my waves just wouldn't be looking right. Most recently, within the past few years, I was just going through a whole bunch of personal things, and people like to say things like, "Oh man, your hair don't look good," and it reflects how you feel, right? Whenever I start getting my health and everything back on track and just getting into the right mindset, then my waves and everything just start looking the way that they needed to look, right? So that's one thing about getting waves I wish I knew before, is that it's not just a hairstyle, it's a process and it's a journey in regards to learning more about your body. Because when it comes to waves, most hairstyles probably don't require as much maintenance as waves, but if you want your waves to be hitting hard like Ali, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when you step out, you unrag, do a wave check or whatever. If you want your hair looking right, then you need to spend a lot more time at least understanding what your hair is, as well as your body and how it all functions and all this stuff like that. And it definitely plays a factor in regards to being disciplined, which leads into the second point. The thing I wish I would have knew before getting 360 waves is that it will make me more disciplined, right? The main reason why I say that is waves is one of those hairstyles to where you can't just slack off and just not do whatever you want if you want to achieve a certain look when it comes to your wave pattern. Now, some people, they don't mind having just regular waves, so they'll just brush their hair just to get waves. But when it comes to the wave game, or people who like go to wave check events and stuff like that, you want your hair looking immaculate. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to pull your do-rag off, and as soon as you unrag, everybody's like, "Man, who is that?" You know?
He comes out the room and I look at him, and I'm not bullshitting, man. I seen like an orange, his aura or whatever. I seen it.
The journey and the process to be able to get to that point requires a crap ton of discipline. You have to be disciplined to brush every single day. Now, I'm not saying you have to brush hours on the end, because y'all know me. Like, I constantly tell people, man, I brush maybe 15 minutes max a day. But you have to be disciplined. And ever since 2015 up until now, before I started the whole no do-rag, no brush thing, I literally brush my hair every single day. Right? And that unlocked something in me that I wasn't aware of, which was that I can be, when it comes to forming habits, I can create habits and do them every single day. And it started trickulating off into other areas of my life where, because I was brushing my hair, I was like, well, at least I could do is brush my teeth every single day. Let's be real. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people don't brush their teeth every day, right? In this day and age, man, that's a luxury. Because back then, like ancestors, they didn't have toothbrushes and all that kind of stuff like that, right? So it's like when you brush your hair every single day, you put that discipline in. It makes you, it kind of like does something into your brain to where the neurological pathways start changing, and you start thinking possibly, what else can I do? That's one reason why it's no surprise that people who typically start getting waves, it's easier for them to get into lifting weights. Because with waves, what it'll do is it'll teach you, okay, if I do this every single day,
every single day I'll eventually get these results.
So when you go to the gym and you start working out, what you'll notice is, okay, if I work out not every single day, but if you work out consistently, then eventually you will start seeing the results that you want when it comes to your physique as well, right? So that's the second thing I wish I would have knew about starting waves, is that it would make me a lot more disciplined. I can go into a lot more detail about that. The third thing I want to say is, in regards to just the community on YouTube, people love hair tutorial videos, right? And a lot of times people, they hit me up and they say,
oh man, I want to start a YouTube channel. And
I'll see people and they start YouTube channels and it's only about them, right? They'll do vlogs and a whole bunch of stuff like that. And when you first starting off your YouTube channel, people personally don't care about who you are unless you're a celebrity or you already have some kind of notoriety or whatever the case is. But you can be a nobody. You can have absolutely no subs, no subscribers, and nothing like that, and you drop a hair tutorial, whether if it's for waves, whether if it's for natural hair, whether if it's for curly hair, whether if it's for locks or whatever, and you will get a lot of support. At least people will check out your content purely based on the fact that it revolves around our hair. And I believe, I don't want to limit this only to black people, but I'm speaking as a black man to this subject, is that as a black man, our people, they value how their hair looks. A lot of times we have a spiritual connection with our hair and our image and everything of that nature, you know. So whenever you are just living good and you have the good energy within your spirit, that reflects into every other aspect in your life, you know. And women typically say things like, oh, if a girl has waves or whatever, she's doing good in life. They'll say,
oh, your glow is looking amazing and your waves is shining and all that kind of stuff like that.
That trickulates off into males as well. When dudes are doing good in life, people will say,
man, your waves is hidden, bro. Like, man,
like, there's so many people that's just proud of the things that I've been able to accomplish, not only on my YouTube, but also in my personal life. Y'all seen the journey, y'all seen the grind. Where I started off in a regular little bummy apartment. I'm not gonna lie, it was a starter apartment. I've been able to upgrade and elevate in my life, and it's just like the people that are excited about those things are more so excited because they came along the journey because of hair. It literally blows my mind that I have not only a YouTube channel with over 60,000 subscribers, but the amount of support that I receive simply because I said, you know what? As a man, there are not a lot of people that are making content in regards to men that actually know what they're talking about when it comes to their hair. And this is an area that is missing in the market, and I can fill that area and provide something that other people can't provide for, and to be able to build everything that I have. Like, bro, it's crazy. Like, I got shelves over here of products and ingredients and everything that I've made. Like, it's just insane. Y'all see the setup in the back. I got several computers and monitors. Like, all of that stuff has come from me staying disciplined, staying focused, building up a platform or just around hair, right? Like, I don't talk about nothing else, as well as elevating in other areas of my life, you know. So that's the third thing I wish I would have knew before starting waves, is that when it comes to the community, there are some aspects, like, I don't encourage people to always be on the Facebook wave pages or stuff like that, but if you approach this and you stay in your lane and you're your lane only, you don't try to get in groups and things like that, you can be surrounded by people that just, they appreciate what you have to offer, you know. So the fourth thing that I wanted to say is, when it comes to getting waves, the one thing I wish I would have knew is that it would make me want to cut my hair even more, right? And the main reason why I said it is, when you're putting in all this work when it comes to getting a pattern and all this stuff to be able to look a certain way, you start having a certain level of pride, or just even a higher standard in regards to how your haircut looks. Before getting waves, I used to go to the barber and say,
all right, give me an all even, da 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 da.
As long as the lineup looked good, I didn't care how everything else mattered, right? But when you start getting waves, you start valuing, okay, do I have a good barber? Because sometimes what happens is people, they just settle for any kind of barber when they have a regular, like, just normal fade. But when you start getting waves, that stuff matters. And for me, because I already was cutting my hair, it made me become better as a barber myself. I'm not a barber for other people, but being able to cut my own hair, it just challenged me to say,
okay, you know what? I need to get better at this. I need to be able to buy better equipment when it comes to cutting my hair and everything like that. I need to learn better techniques when it comes to giving fades.
Because y'all already know, waves look good on their own, but when you have waves with the tapered fade and then the tapered neck, bro, hidden. You know what I'm saying? Like walking out to places, my fiance be like,
Hey, you can't go by yourself. I gotta go with you.
you know what I'm saying? But that's one thing that I wish I would have knew before getting waves, is that it would just make me value looking for a quality barber, or saying, you know what, I need to improve the skill set, which gave me a skill set. If I wanted to tomorrow, I could go out there and say, you know what, I'm gonna go get my barber's license, and I'm already steps ahead of the game, because instead of me learning everything in school, I've been doing it on myself, right? So that's one thing I wish I would have knew before getting waves. Now, the last thing that I want to say when it comes to getting waves, and honestly, this is probably the biggest thing, because when it comes to this journey, it really is a journey. You have to be able to embrace every single aspect of your wave journey. And what most people don't understand is getting waves is not just simply a hairstyle. It may be simply a hairstyle to some people, but for people who truly want to have like an elite look or to their waves, and start getting different patterns in their hair, y'all know me, I've had every single pattern that you could think of: 720s, 360s. The Trinity hybrid was more like a 540 hybrid, right? So when it comes to somebody that knows all the different wave patterns, being able to say, you know what, I know I have to go through this phase where people are going to look at my hair and it's going to be in the ripple stage, or it's not going to look good. That built a I'm not going to call it self-love, but it helped me build a greater appreciation of the entire journey, right? It helps you love yourself even more, right? Because at the end of the day, in the wave community, there's just a whole bunch of people that like they will say things and they try to remind you that your waves are not good, da 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 da. And if you're doing it for them, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. But if you do it for yourself, then what you will do is you will learn to appreciate the phases that other people may not appreciate. And it gets to a point to where everybody starts off with a scalp, right? Unless you have an afro and you start brushing or whatever. But everybody typically starts off with your hair very low. You don't have any waves. You have to go through the ripple phase, which most people typically say is the ugly phase. I don't really refer to it as an ugly phase. At the end of the day, progress over perfection is my motto, right? But going through that journey and seeing, okay, if I do this, then these are the results that I'll be able to see. It just builds up a greater self-confidence and just a greater self-love of what you have to go through. And that's one of the reasons why, if I would have knew all these things before getting waves, I probably would have started sooner. But with that being said, if there's anything that you probably wish you would have knew before you started getting waves, drop it down in the comment section below, because at the end of the day, I wanted to make this video to be able to inspire people, because at the end of the day, I don't regret any of the patterns that I've achieved, any of the styles or the hairstyles that I've gone after, because it taught me more about not only my hair but more about myself. And with that being said, the more you know who you are, then the better you can live and experience this world. So it's your boy J. Lou. I appreciate you for watching this video. Make sure y'all stay tuned for the upcoming new content. If you guys want me to talk about anything in particular, let me know. I will. The one reason why I wanted to make this video is because I will eventually start a lock journey. I want to get locks. I've had almost every single hairstyle in the world, but the only hairstyle I haven't was locks, and that's the next thing in my phase. But before I get to that point, any wave videos y'all want me to make, drop them down in the comment section below and I'll definitely get to them. If I don't have the video already, what I'll do is I'll put it in the queue, and then I'll try to get those videos cranked out so I can give you guys the content that you're looking for, as well as ladies, because I do have a consistently strong support of women that watch the channel, whether if it's for their own self or whether if it's for their sons, boyfriends, or husbands' hair, or whatever the case is. But with that being said, it's your boy J. Lou. Salute!